Hey, this is Kim Stone. I'm going to do some hip openers and some forward bends. I'm going to walk through a series of some great yoga poses. So we're going to start in child's pose. So I want you to put your feet together. See that? Knees wide apart. Just get comfortable sitting right there and then slowly reach your arms out, lowering your torso to the ground. You want wide fingers, strong fingers. Sit back into your seat. Bring your seat towards the back wall and slowly lower your head to the ground if possible. You want to engage your core, relax your shoulders, and bring your body towards the ground. Inhale and exhale for 5 breaths here. As you exhale, you want to sink your body lower and lower to the ground. On your exhale, crawl your fingers back up to a seated pose. We're going to go to tabletop, so your knees should fall right under your hips, about hip distance. Same with your shoulders, or directly over your elbows and over your wrists. And we are going to go into cat-cow. So as we do cow, you're going to inhale and into cat, exhale. And inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, cow, exhale, cat. Really engaging all of your core muscles, expanding your abs as you inhale, contracting as you exhale. Okay, we're going to go back to neutral spine, and let's come to Baddha Konasana. So you're going to go ahead and flip your legs around to the front, and I want you to find your sit bones. So move all the extra junk out of the way. Bring your feet together and draw them in. You want your head reaching up towards the ceiling and a straight spine. Roll your shoulders down, and as you breathe, draw your heels in towards your body. Inhale your body up, and exhale, you can bring your knees closer to the ground and potentially bring your heels closer to the floor, down or closer towards your body. You can also use your elbows if you feel like you're ready to push down, or your hands to push down on your knees to get them closer to the ground. One more breath here. All right, bring your legs out. Toes up towards the sky. Sit tall. Roll your shoulders back. The crown of the head pointing up to the sky. We're going to lift your arms up. Breathe up. And then we are going to take 1 breath here, extending the body up. Exhale. On your second breath, as you exhale, I want you to hinge at the hips. Keep your upper body completely straight. Hinge at the hips and fall towards your feet. Exhale down. If you can, grab your toes. If you can't, you can get your ankles or your shins. But I want you to, as you breathe in, elongate, and on your exhale, try to bow, but keep the back straight, shoulders down. Relax your jaw. Push your thighs and your calves towards the ground. You can draw your nose further towards your shins or towards your legs. If you feel especially tight in your hamstrings, you can give a little micro bend to your knees. Just keep your back straight, try not to round it, and draw your chest forward, keeping it open. Okay, slowly climb back up to sitting. Okay, we are going to recline back, and as you do, you're going to take one of your toes and your two peace fingers. You're going to lift them up, and you are slowly going to come down, keeping your leg as straight as you can. Try to keep your left hip on the ground. You've got your right foot in the air. If you need to bend that knee a bit, that's fine. Okay, now I want you to take a little bit more of a bend in the right knee, and then try to swing it out to the right hand side, keeping your left hip on the ground. If that is not comfortable, you can bend your knee and then take your arm and hold the knee and slowly move it over to the right, trying to keep your left hip on the ground, the base of your spine on the ground. Relax your shoulders and feel that stretch in your inner thigh. Okay, we're going to bring that right knee back up, and you can lie it back down on the ground. Come up to sitting. Grab your left toe with your left peace fingers. Try to straighten that leg. Slowly come down. Using your other hand as needed. Once you feel settled there, take a few breaths. If you need to put a bend in the knee, that is fine. You can also try to straighten and just grab the upper shin. If you're able to, go ahead and slowly swing that leg over to the left, feel free to do that. If not, you can bend the knee, keeping your right hip down on the ground. Slowly roll your left knee out, using your hand as a gentle guide. Okay, slowly return that knee back up, and you can roll back up to sitting. Okay, we are going to go into cow face. So for this pose, you're going to take your right leg and you're going to sit up with both knees up. Take your right leg, tuck it underneath your left leg. For this, I like to use a blanket or a pillow because the left leg goes up over, and you want to hug those knees close together and move your legs apart. So if you can see, we're tucked over here, and you're going to make a pretty cow face with your knees. Back is straight, shoulders roll down. Your right hip is anchored, but your left hip should be down as well. You don't want to see that hip rolling up. You want to keep it down and engage both of your hips in this hip opener. Okay, I'm going to release that and switch sides. Both legs out in front. Now you're going to tuck your left leg underneath, right on top. If you need that blanket again, go ahead and put that in there. And you're just going to breathe here, engaging both hips and feeling that. Keep a straight spine, shoulders relaxed and down your back. Okay, from there we're going to slide out of this and find your way, swing your legs over to the sides, find your way into downward facing dog. And we're just going to be there for a moment. So settle in for 2 breaths here, and then we're going to swing our right leg up into pigeon in just a moment. Okay, take your right leg, lift it up into the air, bring it up bring your right knee up to your right wrist, and you're going to work to make that right leg perpendicular or parallel to the front of your mat. Okay, if you're not able to get there, here is fine. Just get it wherever you can. The goal is to get it here. And then from there, you're going to settle down. Make sure your hips are square. You can slide that back leg down. And if this is enough, you can stay here. But it's a great stretch to reach your shoulders back, your chest open, and just sink into that hip right here. And if you want a deeper stretch, you can slowly walk your arms out and lower your chest to the ground. Okay, to get out of this, you want to walk close to your right knee. Kind of tuck your legs there. You can tuck the back leg, bring it up, and then slide your right leg back. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So left leg up to into the air. Swing it forward so your left knee is at your left wrist. Make it parallel to the front edge of your mat. Keep your hips square and going straight forward. Relax your shoulders down your back. And you can slowly walk that back knee out. The right knee can slide back. And then stay in this upright position just to gain just a little more length in the spine. Engaging your left hip. And as you feel ready, you can slowly crawl forward and deepen that stretch to your level and your comfort. Okay, slowly walking back up. We're going to release that by going into Supta Baddha Konasana. So you're going to slide over onto your sit bones, put your feet together, and then roll onto your back. You can draw your heels up towards your sit bones. Your lower back should sink into the ground. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck into the ground. Hands can either go open by your sides, or you can put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Just take a few breaths here as a recovery. Put your hands to the ground. Slowly roll to your right and bring yourself up. Okay, we're going to go into staff pose, both heels on the ground, legs straight in front of you. Okay, you're going to draw your right ankle up and tuck your heel in towards yourself. Sort of wiggle yourself into that sitting position. I want both arms sweep up with an inhale over your head. Now, think about your hips being a hinge. Your goal is to get your fingers to your toes, but you don't want to round that back. So roll your shoulders down your back. Bring your crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And with an exhale, fold over your left foot. With each exhale, work to bring your nose closer to your knee. Keep your sit bones down. If you feel an extreme stretch in your hamstrings, feel free to put a little micro bend in your left knee just to take that pressure off so you're not rounding your back. Keep your spine straight, your shoulders relaxed, and your heart pulling towards your knee. Put your hands on the ground and slowly walk back up. Lift your arms up to the sky, and we're going to switch. Okay. Deep breath in again. Square your hips. Get yourself aligned. Your crown of your head up. Your shoulders relaxed and hinging at your hips. Reach for your toes. You may hit your shins. You may hit your ankle. The goal is to keep your back straight and engage the full backs of your legs. This is on your right side. Slowly walk back up. Okay. We're going to do, your feet will go off of the mat for this. We're going to do a wide leg. Okay. And as you do this wide leg, I want you to think about raising your knees up. Okay. We're going to bring our hands up for a breath, and just the idea of elongating your back, drawing your head to the ceiling. You're going to fold forward, but now you're going to bend your arms and you're going to put them underneath your knees. And as you lock them underneath your knees, your goal is to keep your back straight and bring your body as close to the mat as you can. You don't need to overdo on this one. You just want to engage, and you can use your knees a bit on your elbows to push down and bring it into a little bit of a deeper stretch, keeping your spine long and your hips open. Okay, slowly untuck the arms and come out of that. We're going to come over onto our knees. So roll over onto your knees. And here is hero. So we'll do hero. We're going to bring one leg forward. So you bring your left leg forward. Your right leg is going to have your heel outside of your right hip. And then we are going to reach our arms up to the sky. And the goal is to grab your toe just for this stretch. And the ultimate goal then is to bring this leg up. Okay, you can do it by bending and then lifting, or if you are able, you could grab your toe and simply bring it up. I need the support of my other arm, which is fine, but you do want to make sure that you want to keep your spine completely straight as you lift. And lower on that one. We're going to switch sides. Tuck your left heel behind. Rise up with your arms straight back. Hinge at your hips. Bring yourself forward. And if you just want to stay here, this is a perfectly great stretch. If you want to, you can bring that leg up to the sky. From here, swing your legs out in front of you. Okay, we are going to go into Malasana. So I want wide legs, sort of like a sumo squat. Your feet are going to be your toes might be off the mat, so you want them a little wider than hip width. And facing out this way, and you're going to sit down into the pose. You want your knees to not go over your toes. You want to sit back into your heels. You can use your elbows on your knees to sort of gain balance, as well as give a little more stretch to those inner thighs. Okay, hands down. Come out of that and bring your legs together. We're going to roll back, put our legs out, and I want you to slowly articulate all the way down, just like this. We're going to go into fish. So put both hands down on the mat with palms on the mat. Legs are pushing into the bottom of the mat, pushing into the ground. And slowly, I want you to lift the middle of your upper back off the ground, pushing with your forearms against the ground. keep pushing your chest. Keep it open. Keep pushing your chest towards the sky until you get your head to a place where the crown of your head is resting on your mat. You are stretching the whole top of your body, opening the chest, lengthening the front of your body, engaging your abs. Slowly lower your body back down to the earth. You can draw your knees up to your chest to get the counter pose. Take one breath here. Roll yourself up. Okay, we're going to go onto our knees and we're going to go into a hero pose. So knees together. The heels are going to be outside your sit bones, outside your hips, and you're going to settle right here. Okay, if possible, bring your arms behind you. Take a few breaths right here. And feel the length in the tops of your thighs. And we are slowly going to walk ourselves back. Now, some of you might just walk yourselves back to here, and you might stay, and that might be enough. You might be able to go onto your forearms, which means you're carefully rolling them back. Opening the chest. Some of you may even be able to go flat on your back in this position. Make sure you're comfortably able to keep your shins on the ground. So slowly come up from this. You want to push slowly on your arms. Come up to a seated position. Switch your arms to the front. Come to tabletop. And I want you to sit. We did this earlier. Now we're going to try it with both toes. Okay, so you're going to sit with your heels on the ground, your toes up. Grab your 2-piece fingers. Put that inside of your legs. And the goal is to get your legs totally straight and sit in a V. However, you may not be able to do that. You may simply draw them into your sit bones, bring them up to wherever you're comfortable. It might be at a 90-degree angle. You might be able to go all the way up. Okay? So wherever you are comfortable, I want you to stay right there. I want you to engage your abs. Keep a straight back. Relax your shoulders. Find that focal point in front of you and just stare at it so that you can maintain your balance. Focus on breath. Okay, you lower your heels to your sit bones. And we are going to line our bodies up so that we are the other direction on the mat. I want you to put your feet 3 to 4 feet apart. Come up right here, hands on your hips. I want you to think about raising the crown of your head up towards the ceiling, lowering your collarbone or your shoulders down your back, just softening them down your back. Okay? With a straight spine and a flat back, I want you to hinge at the hips and come forward, keeping everything even. Your goal here is to get your torso to be parallel to the ground. Once you get there, you can lower your hands to the ground, keeping a straight back. If you're able, you can reach both hands to try to touch your ankles, while maintaining the straight back. Each time you breathe out, you can see if you can deepen the stretch just a touch further, keeping length in your spine. If you want to take the stretch to the next level, the palms can go to the back of the mat and you can pull yourself through the mat, working to not hyperextend the knees. You want to keep a micro bend in those knees as you go backwards. This is a great place to go to an inversion if that's something that you have in your practice. For now, we're going to face the front of our mats. bring our left leg to our right. We're going to take a deep breath here and fold down, just doing letting your head hang down towards the mat, keeping a little bend in the knee. We are going to go into frog. So we're going to stand this side of the mat, and we're going to widen our stance of our knees so that our knees are apart, and our goal is to get our knees as far apart as possible, keeping our knees in alignment and not putting undue pressure. If you have issues with your knees, you can double up your mat, but here's our goal. It's to flex our feet and work our knees apart from one another. If that stretch is enough for you, then you can stay right there on your hands. If you want to go a little deeper, you can go down to your elbows. Take 2 breaths there. And as you do, you might play around, bringing the hips forward as you breathe in and bringing the hips back towards the feet as you exhale. This will deepen your stretch, and you can continue. Just that little movement will engage the muscles on a different level. In order to come out of this, I want you to lean all the way forward, come back onto your hands if you aren't there already, and then step the front knee into the back knee. We are going to then stand from there, and you can stand this side. We're going to go into that sumo sort of stance with our legs. We are going to take our knees. They're going to go out directly over our toes, but not past our toes. We're going to a sumo squat right here. Get those sit bones down, those toes out, and I want you to get those legs as close to parallel, your upper thighs as close to parallel as you can, keeping a straight spine. So bring the crown of your head up towards the ceiling, lift your arms, and bring them into goal post. Keep your eyes straight ahead and your back straight, rolling your shoulders back. Try not to arch the back, tuck your pelvis in, and engage your abs. Keep your torso completely going up and down. You can slowly slide back and forth. Don't go over those toes, but sliding back and forth. Bring your hands to prayer. Fold down. Deep breath. Okay, we'll bring your feet together to the top of the mat, and I want you to roll down, and we are going to finish this practice with happy baby. So your feet are on the mat, knees up towards the sky. Take both hands. Bring them inside your knees and grab the outside of your feet. Your feet can then rise up towards the ceiling, and you slowly rock back and forth. Bring your feet towards one another, whatever feels good on your body, and continue to sort of give yourself a lower back massage, and then slowly lower them to the ground. Nice work.